Okay. Hold on, watch. Okay, so let's back up. Let's make sure we got this, okay? Doggo. Let's back up so we can make sure we understand this whole thing, okay? Because we're about to make a graph of our answer, then we're going to check. This says this number, the absolute value of that number, what it means is that this number is farther away from 0 than 10. Right. Or equal to 10. And so it's either greater than 10 or it's less than negative 10. It's either greater than 10, because that would be farther away than 10, or it's less than negative 10, because that would be farther away from 0 than 10. Right? That's how you get these two expressions, these inequalities. We solved them both. Now we're going to graph them. Because this graph isn't really part of the work, it's not part of the answer, it's just an explanation of what that really means. It's a picture of what that means. That's what you should visualize. Okay, so we got negative 3, we got 7, and they're both going to be solid dots, right? So less than or equal to, well, that's that way, and greater than or equal to is that way. So what we're saying is we are saying x is either less than or equal to negative 3 or greater than or equal to 7. So let's check it. Why, Eduardo? Why?
I'm just, it comes from
Eduardo. Let's check it. You ready? Eduardo, we need to check. We don't need to, but we could check 3 things, JC. Like if I was doing this, and let's say I was on my test tomorrow, and I was done with everything, and there was 15 minutes left. Here's how I would check if I had the time, or if I was just trying to make sure I was doing it right, like I had time, like I was practicing. Roshan, everything over here should be an answer, and everything over here should be an answer, right? Everything in the middle, not answers. Everything in the middle should be not an answer, right? So let's pick something in the middle like 0 and see if we plug it into the original, and if it's false, then that part is correct. So the absolute value of 2 times 0 minus 4, is that more than 10? No, that's 2, right? So that's what we wanted though. That's no, which means it's yes. It means our answer is yes, right? It means our answer is good. Because 0 is not part of our answer. Jojo, let's check something else. Let's check one of these over here, right? I'm pretty sure 7's right, because that's pretty easy arithmetic. So let's plug in, I don't know, let's plug in 100 million. This will make it easy, watch, you'll see. Let's do 100 million cubed to the 10th power. No, yeah, watch. That's a stupid, large, ridiculously humongous, stupid, large number, right? Roshan, that's ridiculously big, right? Well, the math is easy. Watch, Maria's like, Maria, don't check out because it's a big number. This is easy. The big number's easy. Watch, here's why. If I take a stupid, large number, Eduardo, quit making random noises. Okay, please? If I take a stupid, large number and I plug it in for x, that means I'm going to multiply it by 2, so it's even larger. Now, if I have a stupid, huge, gigantic, stupid, large number, and I subtract 4, I still have a super, gigantic, stupid, large number. If I take its absolute value, of course, it's bigger than 10. So those are correct. I can do the same thing with the negative, right? Because if I take a negative, stupid, large number, well, it'd be stupid, small, and I double it, it's even smaller, right? It's even more away from 0. Subtract 4, it's even further away. Take the absolute value, it's positive. Of course that's bigger than 10. So all those are right too. So yeah. We just created a new category of numbers. Yeah. Okay. Yes, sir.
So that's how you're supposed to have, like, first doing first solve it, then graph it, and then trying to find which one is right? Either way?
No, we were there. This is right. This is it. All the numbers over here are right, and all the numbers over there are right. And everything in the middle is wrong. So our answer, if we were going to want to write it out, it would be like this. Yes, sir, Jojo. or. There's no way it could be and. There's no number that would be less than negative 3 and also more than 7. Yeah.
That would have been impossible.
That's how the answer is. He has to play the both.
Yeah, like, remember, I think we said it yesterday in class where you could ask if you want to go out. You could ask your dad if you want to go out this weekend. Hey, Dad, can I go out? And he would say one of two things. You have to clean your room and do the dishes. You have to clean your room or do the dishes. You would probably choose the or because you don't have to do them both.
You have to clean your room and do the dishes.
Okay.
Or you can clean your room or do the dishes.
All right. JC, focus. Here we go. What if it was the same problem except the inequality was the other direction? So like, because it's going to be one of the two. And if you got in your head that this is one number, right? And you have in your head that the entire expression is saying this is the distance of this number from 0, right? If you got that in your head, there's only one thing that's different, and that is this sign versus this sign. Okay? That's it. That's the only thing that's going to be different. So when you look at this, this says that this number is closer to 0, less than, right? Less than 10. This number is closer to 0 than 10. So if I were to draw a picture of that, there's 10. If that's 0, then it's going to be that way, right? However, there's a problem. Because just going left, I could end up at negative 20, right? Well, negative 20 is not closer to 0 than 10. It's farther. Because you can only go so far until you get to negative 10, and then it kind of like stops. You have to go the other direction. Do you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense, Paulina?
So is that why you like connecting?
Well, we in our answer, yeah, absolutely. But I'm just drawing a picture of what this whole thing is saying. This is a number, we don't know what it is, but what we do know is that it's closer to 0. It's closer to 0 than the number 10. And that's what I got a picture of. What's that?
Everything in the middle is an answer.
So in this one, this middle will be an answer, right?
Everything outside is not.
So check this out, Sebastian. This part right here, right? That would be, our number is 2x minus 4, right? And that says that it's less than or equal to 10. That's what this part says right here. And this part over here, this part says that our number is greater than or equal to negative 10. Because here, we're going left, which is less, right? And here, we're going right, which is greater. That's why we have the two different symbols again. The thing you have to keep straight in your head so you don't have to go through this whole thought process every single time is the relationship between these two symbols and what you start with. All right, so you got to solve them both, right? So, 2x is greater than, negative 6, right? So, x is greater than or equal to 3. Negative 3. And here, x is less than or equal to 7. And if we drew a picture, negative 3 and 7, right? So these are the numbers that are less than negative 7, but they're also greater than, positive 7, but they're also greater than negative 3. And that's what it looks like. That's a picture of all the numbers that are more than this and less than that. And this is an and. And it's one statement. The other one's two statements because it's or. This is one statement. It has to be true for both. Well, because it has to be true for both, yeah. So it's one statement because it's and. The number we're looking for has to be true for this one and for that one. And if we wanted to check again, all you got to do is pick a number and plug it in. And so like we could put 0 in because 0 is in the middle and it should be true this time, and it does. It is. Okay. Doing good or bad? How many of you guys feel confident with graphing these inequalities like this? Yeah? Okay. Okay. So I'd like to do one last example, and I'm going to show you this time how I would do the problem. Because these are the things I think. Like when I read this is what I'm thinking. Because, I mean, I used to teach the steps. When it was this, do step one. I have big, long PowerPoints and I'm doing all that. But it's no good. And that's not even what I do. I don't follow those steps because I forget them. Even though I used to teach them, I forget them. It's hard to remember steps. It's easy, okay, I could say, Carlos, you need to know these 6 steps for your quiz tomorrow. You're going to be all over it. You're going to get 100, right? But then in 3 weeks, when you have to remember those 6 steps, not a clue. And maybe I'm wrong, Estrella, but I think that's how it works. Okay, so let's see. Let's do 3, absolute value of, let's do 2x minus 4 again. That part doesn't matter. Let's do minus 8 is greater than or equal to, How about 19? Do you know why I picked 19 instead of 20? Because it's going to reduce. Okay. You cannot take the 4 or the 2 out of this absolute value, just like you couldn't take out a 4 or the 2 out of a square root. It's a group, it's in its operation. You have to respect that operation. You have to do whatever this means. Okay? Eduardo. Yeah. Thank you, Eduardo. You're going to be all right, Eduardo. I'll train you. Don't worry. I got lots of patience for you today, Eduardo. It's going to be okay. Okay. So, Estrella, you ready? Estrella, before we can talk about what this number means, we have to get this number, this whole thing right here, we have to get it by itself. Right? So we have to add 8, which is going to make that 27, right? And then we also have to divide by 3. Okay, so I don't think you guys are having trouble with the inverse operations. If you are, then you got bigger problems than this, right? So 27 divided by 3 is 9. I know you don't see where I got it, but it is. You can do that. I have full confidence that you guys can handle that. Right, Jose? Yeah. Okay. JC, this number is farther away from 0 than 9. Okay? So that means that this number is going to be bigger than 9, or this number is going to be less than negative 9. Because that's the 2 ways that the absolute value of that number right there could be bigger than 9. It's one of those 2 situations. Because bigger than the distance means it's going away from 0. So it's either bigger than the positive number or it's less than the negative number. That's how you set it up. Okay, and then from there you just do inverse operations. That's the part we're having trouble with though, right? Okay, add 4, you get 13, so was that good? That's 6.5, right? Did I mess it up? Did I mess that up? Oh, what, Mario? Sure, why not? You could do 6.5, you could do 6.5, you can do 13 over 2. The only thing that you have to make sure is that it's reduced. Also, if you don't have a good reason to make it into a decimal, you shouldn't. Just leave it a fraction. Yes, ma'am.
Wait, why would it be 2x minus 4
Why would it be greater than 9?
Oh, wait. Okay, no, okay.
Because, right, the distance of this number from 0 is more than 9. Yeah. Yes, sir.
You know, it's an or question if the distance is farther than a certain.
Yeah. Yeah, this is more, right? Which is an or. In a more is an or, and oars stick out the sides of a boat. Ah! Oh! Feel like Yoda. What's up, Raul? What did I turn into a negative?
Like in the other problem, when it was,
Oh, when you flip the sign,
yeah, when you put the sign negative.
you're not multiplying by a negative.
Oh, yeah, we're not multiplying or dividing by a negative this time. Yeah, the only difference between solving an inequality and an equation is if you multiply or divide by a negative. that's when that sign will turn around, because it means opposite. So let's see, 13, no, 5. So negative 5, so 2.5. So our graph, what didn't it look like this? Negative 2.5, positive 6.5, right? Okay, now let's be careful. This is more, it's or. And it should look like this because the distance from 0 of our number is going to be more than some other number. So it's going to be farther away from 0, so it's going to be going away. And the other one would be like that. Yes, Giselle?
Can we leave it as an improper fraction?
Absolutely.
And for like negative 5 over 2, the whole fraction isn't negative, right?
Well, it's just a number. The entire fraction is negative. It's not like the top and the bottom both are negative.
Like the whole.
The entire thing. So like negative 2.5 is just negative. Yeah. What's that, Sebastian?
It's like a negative 1 multiplied to the entire.
Kind of like that, yeah. Yeah. All right, Jose, we're doing good? So I have a question for you, Adan.
Yes.
Adan, will other inequalities besides absolute values split into two different things like this?
No,
No, why not?
haven't figured it out yet.
Well, check it out. Absolute value is talking about a distance. And there's two different directions that you could have that same distance. You could be going left or you could be going right. That's why there's two different things. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So unless you had something that gave you two different possibilities, you wouldn't have two different situations.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry to make you think. All right. Do you guys have other questions on this? Yeah? No? Maria, you want to see one more? Okay. So let's just do, well, here, why don't you guys make one up for me? We'll start with Maria. Maria, how should we start this problem? What do you want to have in it?
4 times absolute value.
Wow. Okay, so, okay, you started there. Now, who's going to do the next? Who's going to do the middle part? You can pick, Maria. Which Sebastian?
Which Sebastian?
Oh.
Oh, it's not drugs.
All right, Pugs, not drugs. What do you got?
5x minus 9.
Ooh, fantastic. Do you want to make it tricky? I'll use your same numbers. What if we did this, though? Sebastian, what if we did 9 minus 5x? Oh. Dang, that's mean. That's nasty right there, Giselle. All right, Sebastian,
For that,
who's going next? Who's going to finish this up for us? Oh, hi, Sebastian. Do you want to have a number added or subtracted, or do you want it to be the inequality symbol next? You can pick. I didn't hear you because of, yeah.
Minus 8.
8. Okay. Who's going to go? Who's going to pick the inequality symbol for us then? Sebastian? Paulina? Hi, Paulina.
Less than or equal to.
Okay. And then who's going to finish this one up for us, Paulina? Hi, Mark. 12. He's so happy about the 12. I'm kind of disappointed with the 12. I was hoping for a
13?
no. I was hoping for a really small negative number. You know why?
Negative.
Why? Wait. Why do you think? Look at the problem. Why do you think I was hoping for a really small negative number?
Oh, never mind. Negative 3.
So what if I had negative 60 here? What if this was negative 60? Do you see why that would make this an easy answer?
Put negative
We'll leave 12. It's fine. We'll use 12.
And then we're gonna delete that.
But wait. Why would negative 60 make this whole problem easy?
Does it sound more really?
Hi, Faye. What's up, Faye?
Because at one point you're gonna be dividing by a negative, which means you're gonna flip the sign and you're gonna put a big point sign if it's a whole number.
That's actually not why this would be super easy either. Check this out. I'll show you. If this was a negative number, right? A small negative, like negative 60, right? I'm going to add 8. That's going to make it negative 52, right? I'm going to divide by 4. It's negative. Would you agree? Negative. Absolute value is less than a negative. How can an absolute value be less than a negative? Because absolute value is a distance. It's always positive. It would be impossible to answer. There would be no answer. I wouldn't even have to do any math. The absolute value of a number is positive. Like this is a fact. Well, it's non-negative. The absolute value of anything is always more than 0. That's a fact. So if this was an absolute value less than a negative, it would be impossible. Because absolute value is distance and it's always positive. Yeah, doggo.
So we would just leave it like that, right?
You would write no solution.
No solution, okay.
Yeah.
So this answer, so this question is no answer, right?
No, this has plenty of answers. You don't listen.
Sorry.
Eduardo, I'm working with you. Every day I talk to you about how you have to listen better. Because it's not the writing on the paper. That's not the math. It's the ideas. We were saying if this was a negative number. Yeah. Okay, so for this one, here we go. We're going to do this one now. So 4. All right. Is that good? Yeah? Okay, so then 5. Is that good? Okay. Now, it's less than 5. Right? So that means it's going to be 5 or smaller. Right? 5 or smaller. So I'm going to have 9 minus 5x is less than or equal to 5 because it's closer to 0 than 5. Or it's going to be bigger than negative 5 because remember, if this is negative 5 and we want to be closer to 0, it's that direction, which is larger. Okay? Solve them both. So I'm going to subtract 9, negative 5. Let's see here. Is that negative 14? Yeah? Oh man, got to divide by a negative. And over here, I'm going to subtract again. No, because it's a negative divided by a negative, which is positive. Okay, so check this out, Rachel. Ready? I need to make sure I put my numbers in order, because number lines go from smallest on the left to biggest on the right, correct? Oh, that's more than 1. It's almost 3. That's almost 1. So easy peasy lemon squeezy. Let's see here. More than this. So that's that direction. And less than this, and that's this direction. Oh, it's all one thing. It's an and, which I should have known anyway because of that. Right? So 4/5. There we go. That's exactly how I would do it. What do you think, Carlos? Got this? Getting it? Good. Yes?
If they were like, if the absolute value was squared, would it change anything?
The number on the no, I mean it would. Yeah, it would get squared. It would be the order of operations. You'd have to square it after you did the absolute value, but so we'd end up solving and take the square root. But we're not going to see anything like that. So yeah, that's kind of ugly. Yes, Eduardo.
What happens if there's going to be like two absolute values, like 2x minus 4?
That's a good
of the
question.
absolute value greater than or equal to the absolute value of 3x plus 5. What would that happen? What would change?
Really nothing. In reality, nothing would change. Yeah. It's a good question. It would confuse us really bad to chase that one right now. Once we get more solid with this, we can look at something like that. Yes, Estrella.
If there's an absolute like value on both both sides, would you still solve it the same?
You still could. Yeah. Okay, I think you guys should try one. Oh, Mario, what was your question? I'm sorry. Will you guys please be quiet and listen? Let's listen to Mario's question. If Dago has a question, I'd really like to know what it was, or Sebastian. I would like to know what questions you guys have, because there's... Oh, that's it? Oh, I see. Okay, well, what's your question, Mario?
When you divided -4 by -5, why did you keep both in positive?
Why did I what?
Leave the fraction positive.
Yeah, negative divided by negative is positive. Yeah? Okay.